this is my favorite part of the whole build. This is where I'm going to laminate. First thing I do is, you can see I'm putting a fresh blade to my knife. I always like a fresh blade. I'm going to use a hobby iron. This is a brand new one, I just got it. Okay, it's already on and heating up. And my wing, nice and dry. I finished all the bays. I also spray painted just a little bit, just some touch-up paint. Got everything nice and clean. Okay. And now we're gonna laminate it. Now when laminating, I always start at the bottom. I start by laying the lamb over the wing, and this is my straight edge right over here. So I'm gonna take just a little bit extra over here, and I'm gonna cut this. So I'm gonna try to aim, I want to overlap them here. So I'm gonna go probably till just over the halfway point. Alright. That's for this. I'm just taking a little bit extra. Again, this is why it's so very important to have a nice fresh blade to do this with. Otherwise, you're gonna tear it and you're gonna be fighting with the lamp. This way it just cuts like butter. I'm gonna keep this piece because most likely I'm gonna have enough to cover the other side. So one of these gives me both sides. But we'll put that aside for now. So this is a new iron. I haven't used it yet, and a good practice would also be to give it a shot on some scrap EPP. Right, you have the shell of it that you can use, and just give it a shot. See if it's too hot, if it's too not hot enough. I think that this. Now you want to leave your hot iron on the EPP and see at what point you actually melt it. And over here I'm melting it quite fast, so I'm going to reduce my heat here. It looks like I am at 350 Fahrenheit on that, and if I move fast enough I'm not melting it, but this is still too hot for me, so I'm going to go a little bit less, probably 325. 325 Fahrenheit should be fine. By the way, I didn't spray the EPP with no 3M90, not 3M77, not nothing. And look how, this is how well it glues to the EPP, okay? So you don't need anything underneath it. All you need is a good iron, and the EPP and the laminate glue will do its job. Alright, so blinking light tells me that I've reached my temperature. Make sure your position is good. Now, I start with the tip, I touch it and give it a little rub. This is glued at this point. From here on, I want to spread out sideways. There we go. Now I'm holding it on an angle, so just my tip is working it. Okay? It's working beautiful. It's a little bit slow. Don't rest your iron in one spot. You don't want to get flat spot. You don't want to melt the EPP underneath. So just keep it in a circular motion and keep on moving. With this, I also don't want to overlap to the front too much, because when I'm going to put the top part, it's going to show. What I'm going to do with this one is, again, fresh blade. I'm just going to try to cut it just over the leading edge, so it'll be just a little bit going to the back, to the front, and then we're going to glue that in. Now, for the tip, I'm not going to use any overlap. My winglet is going to be glued here, so I want full contact with the EPP. So I'm just going to cut it on a straight edge, no overlap at all. But just make sure that you round it in so you get nice, good contact at the very edge. Alright, there you have it.